I don't know what the big deal about Cracker Jack is. Did you ever go and buy a pack of Cracker Jack thinking you're going to get a prize and find no prize in the box? Here's the pitch. That might not sound important to some people, but when you're a little kid, especially from humble origin, and they cheat you out of a prize. There's a bouncing ball. Second baseman has the Barbary over to first. It's hard to think in laudatory terms of the product.
I think if there was an occasional box of Cracker Jacks that found no prizes for the little Harry Carey many years ago.
You got that right. And boy, when a box of Cracker Jack to me meant a lot of money. Here's a pitch, bounce foul. That's the most asinine marketing I've ever heard of. One ball, one strike. These guys say, well, you sing about Cracker Jack. I said that I only sing it because it's in the song. Here's a pitch foul back. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised, even to this day, some youngsters who buy a box of Cracker Jack don't find a prize in the box. One ball, two strikes, 2 out. Well, if you're going to talk about our congressman being crooked, here's a pitch foul out of play. Why not talk about commercial products that don't do what they represent to do?
Wait. Just maintain. Today we are going to open a 1989 pack of... What's up with Chris?
Go.
Check it out. My name is Maintain, and today we're going to open the 1989 Donruss baseball cards, which is actually a very special year to me. I was down in Jackson, Missouri, opening these up all summer long. And we was all trying to open these to get that Ken Griffey Jr. rookie, who ended up becoming one of the best baseball players of all time. 630 home runs, no steroids. Arguably got to be one of the best. But he was just a kid when he came out. So today we're going to try to get one. Or the Gary Sheffield. This is a good year to get a Gary Sheffield. Me and my cousins were collecting that. All right, let's go. Dave Rigetti, Francisco, Terry Leach, Danny Darwin, Tony Gwynn, one of the best hitters of all time. If I'm not mistaken, he had 135 home runs. Lifetime. Greg Olson, Jerry Reese, hit little puzzle pieces that used to come with it. Ellis Burks, I think that might be after his rookie. Doug Jennings, Frank DePino, Chicago Cubs. And we turn these around. Johnny, Rick, Ruben Sierra, good ball player. Damn, 2 Ellis Burks. Rich Yett, Sid Bream, Terry Kennedy, Scott Terry, Tom Gordon. He was supposed to be a big deal, but I don't know. Kevin Seitz was a good ball player. Wally Joyner was a good ball player. Will Clark was a great ball player. Rafael Santana. Darryl Strawberry. I got a good net of Strawberry in there. John Moses and Tony Gwynn again. One of the best hitters ever. Boom. There you have it. 1989 Donruss. Baseball cards. Want me to open this other one?
Go.
Now we're going to the 1990. I believe this is the Sammy Sosa and Deion Sanders, maybe 1990. If I'm not remembering. Let's see if we get a Sammy Sosa or a Deion Sanders. Here we go. Rafael Palmeiro. Spike Owen, Jeff Robinson, man, these guys are hard. Stan Javier, Sandy Alomar, Roberto Alomar's brother. Moises Alou rookie card, look at that. Moises Alou with the the big error that happened at the Cubs when he dropped the ball. The Bartman incident. Bartman incident. Eric King, Scott Scrutter, Dick Schofield. I don't know why people name their kids Dick, but whatever. Les Lancaster, Rob Murphy. I remember the Bartman incident. He was the one that popped fly when he reached over the wall and shit. Yeah, so that's pretty
Come
dope.
again. What happened? What year was that? Do you remember?
Was it 2003, 2004?
6.
No, I won in 2006. Because I was in California in 2006, and the White Sox won in 2005. A couple years before that. I want to say it was 2003, maybe.
We'll look it up.
Maybe 2002.
So
even.
what had happened? He was the most hated.
Yeah, Bartman.
Bartman.
They hit the pop fly to left field. Moises Alou. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. But he used to go, we went over there and tried to get the pop fly. And the guy reached in his glove and kind of
Snatched the ball out of his. Yeah.
And then he almost died that day.
Then they had to escort him out the field.
Yeah,
out the stadium.
Poor Bartman, dude. Bartman, hey, I'm telling you right now, if I was Bartman,
You did the same thing.
Well, the Cubs had won their first playoff series since winning the World Series in '08. They beat Atlanta in 5 games. Kerry Wood won 2 of the games, basically almost single-handedly put them into the next round. So once they got to the NLCS, Chicago was just going nuts. Take a 3-1 lead. Pryor pitching a 2-hitter into the 8th inning. Cubs up 3-0 at that point, and just all hell broke loose after that foul ball. Luis Castillo hits a foul ball down the left field line. The fans go for it, bounces off one fan's hands. Moises jumps up in the air, slams down his mitt, makes a big scene. Pryor's pointing. It's just like everyone's blaming this one guy who's got the headphones on. And, we're in the press box. We can see down there. We don't know exactly who they're, reacting to. But then, of course, they showed the replay, fortunately, about 5 zillion times. And then once play resumed, Pryor, might have been his first pitch, was a wild pitch. There's definitely a wild pitch in that sequence. And then he just gave it up. The ground ball to Alex Gonzalez, double play ball, would have, sealed everything. But just booted it. It just totally fell apart from there. 8-run inning. By that point, the whole ballpark is sitting there just in silence and screaming, and they had to escort poor Bartman out of the park. And the story turned basically from Cubs going to the World Series to this one guy blew it for us, even though the pitchers gave up, 8 runs and the shortstop booted the ball, but everything was, pointing towards this one poor guy. And it's going to be forever known as the Bartman game. Fair, it's not fair to him, probably. But people are always going to remember that as probably one of the most memorable games and one of the worst moments.
Ball. And the ball game is over. And Greg Maddux has won his 15th game of the year. He lost 11. That's a 4th straight year that he has won 15 or more. And the Cubs have salvaged the final game of the year and have swept the 3-game series with the St. Louis Cardinals. Well, a lot of things happened today, and they were all great, and they were all thrilling, and they were all dramatic. Too bad we couldn't have had a victory that meant a pennant, but that will come. Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series, and maybe sooner than we think. It seems to me that we don't have too much time. It seems the ingredients, the nucleus is there. It's just a matter, I don't know who the manager's going to be. I don't know whether it be Essian, whether it be Jim Fry, whether it be Davey Johnson. one thing's certain. It requires a veteran manager because this is a veteran team. It's a mixture of guys who are young but still are veterans. All right, the final score. The Cubs win the ball game by the score of 7-3. Maddox now 11-7. Oliveras 15-11 for Maddox. Oliveras now 11-7. Total 7-10-2 for the Cubs. 3-6-0 for the Mets. Speaking for Steve Stone and Tom Brenneman, I'm sure we thanked everybody that we possibly have the time to thank. This is Harry Carey from Wrigley Field. Until next spring, God willing, so long, everybody. All right, for the last time this year, so let me hear you, good and loud. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the root for the Cubs. If they don't win, it's a shame for it. Around at the old ball game. Okay. Well, the Cubs' 1992 season opener will be between the Cubs and the Philadelphia Phillies, Tuesday, April the 7th, in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, only 184 days away. So long, everybody.
It will be the most talked about ball in all of baseball, the one that changed Cubs fan Steve Bartman's life forever. Many thought he interfered with the game and doomed the Cubs' World Series chances. But today, Bartman and the Cubs moved to put it in the past. Here's CBS 2's Dana Kozlov with reaction from fans, including the man who could have been Bartman.
The thrilling, historic Cubs World Series win is one fans won't ever forget. It helped erase this. The moment lifelong fan Steve Bartman reached for and deflected a potentially playable foul ball in the 2003 National League Championship Series at Wrigley Field. The Cubs were just 5 outs from getting to the World Series, but collapsed. Bartman vilified. But flash forward 14 years, and Bartman is now the proud and humble recipient of a Cubs World Series ring.
About him getting a ring, I mean, I think it's great.
Chicagoan Pat Looney has a unique perspective. He was just feet from Bartman and went for that ball, too.
I was following the ball, and as the ball was coming down and I was reaching for it, at the same time I seen his glove come up, and I was just like, oh, my God.
That's Looney in the gray. He still believes Bartman did nothing wrong.
Bartman, all he did was stick his arms out, you know, so it's crazy the abuse he's gotten for these last 14 years.
Cubs brass say they're honored to give Bartman the ring, adding, "We hope this provides closure on an unfortunate chapter." Bartman says he's deeply moved and sincerely grateful and hopes it will be the start of an important healing and reconciliation process for all involved. Most fans, but arguably not all, hope so too.
God bless him. I think it's a wonderful thing.
Do you think most people feel like you do?
No.
It shows a forgiveness, and we've won the World Series now, so hey, all is forgiven.
There was a charity event here at Wrigley Field tonight, and this was definitely on the minds of many fans. Now, Steve Bartman has never publicly spoken about that 2003 incident, and despite his very sincere and heartfelt statement today, he doesn't plan to. Live outside Wrigley Field, Dana Kozlov, CBS 2 News. Erica.
Wow, what an amazing, gracious step by the Cubs to extend this ring to him, Dana.
And put it all behind them.
Right, exactly. All right, thank you, Dana.